Why do DeLoreans always have such low mileage?
I don't know.
Because they're only driven from time to time.
See, that's funny. All right, welcome to episode 33 of Bros, Bumps, and Beers. I'm Pat, he's Matt, he's Jordan. I'm the EST of Triple B. Matt is 2 T's, and Jordan is the Jackhammer Schofield. Matt, you know why I love this episode already?
Why?
Because it has 2 3s. Oh,
You've been waiting a while to use that one, eh?
Matt, I thought about that around noon. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna unleash that.
You can't even do that 6, 7, 8. Yeah, no, this was probably the only time, eh?
Yeah, this was my moment.
Wow.
This is it. Yeah, it's all downhill after that.
Hopefully when we get to episode
beer.
333, we'll be able to...
that is insanely thick, Matt. Wow.
We're talking about a beer, to be clear.
Yeah, that is a thick beer. Yeah. Hey, so hey Jordan.
Hey, Pat.
Congrats to the Packers.
Oh, congrats to the Bills, Pat.
I'm happy that the team you cheer for won a game.
Pat, congrats to you for the Bills winning.
No.
Congratulations, Pat. Good job, buddy.
Nope.
Guys, congratulations on both your teams winning and advancing to the conference final.
Thanks, Matt.
I didn't do that.
Appreciate it.
No problem,
I didn't
guys.
do anything. I will tell you though what I did do, and it made me think about it because I've never really considered myself a superstitious person, and then I really started to think about it. So after the first Bills win, I made sure that I didn't wash my jersey, my Bills jersey. I sat in the same spot. I drank the same beer. I took the dog for a walk at halftime and missed the first 3 minutes of the second half, just like I did in the first game. I am a pretty superstitious person. I just realized that.
You have a problem. I thought that's way overboard.
But Jordan, aren't football players super superstitious?
I think only the ones who feel like they can't control their own destiny. I don't know. I guess there were some really good, like Jerry Rice was quite superstitious. So was Dion. I think if you're a fan, you should just maybe keep your superstitions to a minimum. But you just sounded like you did 6 different things just because the Bills won once. No,
but then I think about it when I was actually playing sports, like hockey. When I was playing in the playoffs, never washed my shirt that I wore underneath my equipment. Showed up to the
that's fucking so gross.
Showed up to the game wearing the same clothes I wore as the last game. And I showed up at the same time. No, I didn't wash them. You wash off the luck.
That's unbelievably gross.
Come on, you guys have never done that? You guys have never done that?
Never. No, I'm a clean freak, so no. I rotate 3 shirts, and when the Packers lose, I just move to the next shirt. So that's all I do for superstition. As I have 2 shirts and a jersey.
The one superstition I did have when the Winnipeg Jets made their deep playoff run there, what was that, 3 seasons ago?
Yeah.
Whenever they lost, I drank less than 6 beers.
Okay.
Whenever they won, I drank 6 or more. So basically, I just had to get drunk for the Jets to win.
Wow.
Thank you for your service, Matt.
So the night they lost the series, you didn't get drunk. So this is
I think I got drunk that night.
This is your fault. I will tell you this fun story. This is why I'm superstitious. 2004, Red Sox came back against the Yankees 3-0 in the ALCS. Okay. I'm walking home from school. They're down 3-0 at this point. As I'm walking home from school, I'm wearing a Red Sox hat. A bird shits on my hat.
Guess what? He didn't wash that hat.
I didn't wash that hat. And apparently when a bird shits on you, that's good luck.
That's just what people say to make you feel better because you got shit on by a bird.
Not true, because the next time they were in the playoffs, I put that hat on the table as they were playing, and they won again. I still have the hat. I haven't taken it out since, but it's there. It has luck. There's something to it. You guys can't tell me there's nothing to it.
I think you're a crazy person.
Does it still have bird poop on it?
Well, it's from 2004, so it kind of just washed itself.
Hey guys, we're all married here. We get shit on all the time. So
I'm not married yet. I'm still living my best
Yeah,
life.
keep telling yourself that, Jordan. Keep telling.
I mean, I
yourself.
pretty much am, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I got shit on once by a bird at Ontario Place. I was looking up at the sky, like
Oh.
just looking up at the sky, and it hit me
Oh,
right
you
in
got
the
in the
eye.
face?
Got it right in
Oh
the
no!
eye. Big time. Like I was like 5 years old. It's one of my dad's like favorite stories of my childhood because he said it was like a B-52 bird just like dropped a bomb right in my face. And it was like the craziest thing. I still remember like pieces of it too because it was just such a traumatic experience.
Huh.
Speaking of which, Pat, I actually didn't plan this, but I have a segue off that now.
Oh, good. Bird shit.
Great
segue.
transition. Great
Big
transition.
time bird shit segue.
That's why people listen to this show. Great transition.
Yeah, great transitions. So I was on Instagram the other day, and I think we all have random people on Instagram that we follow, and I don't mean random as in like a random bikini model or IG model, whatever. I mean like
I follow none
random,
of
like
those.
you met one person on a vacation once, or you met person X at a party once, and now you follow them on IG.
Or
So-
like person X is like somebody's friend's
That
cousin,
you ran
and
into one
they
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
they didn't even meet you. They just started following you. You're like, oh yeah, we know each other.
Yeah.
Sort
So
of.
the most cursory thing you do is give them a follow back, right? So I'm scrolling through Instagram the other day and I come across this guy. Now this guy is a part of one of my favorite stories in my life. Is the night back in the before times when I was allowed to leave the house, when I got stranded coming home from San Antonio and Denver, and me and this guy both went halvesies on the last hotel room available in Denver. And it was a single bed room. So me and this
Oh,
guy,
Boy,
I just met on the plane. He was going to Calgary. I was going to Winnipeg. We made a pillow separator and we did the
So
one
wait,
night.
hang on. Time out. You didn't
Yeah.
just go get a cot and flip for the cot?
No, it was 1:30 in the morning, and my flight to go to North Dakota, because I was going to get picked up in North Dakota to get home. That's how jacked up it was at 6:30. So I just said, I don't care. We put the pillows in the middle and we kept it moving. Now,
can I just ask a quick?
sure, there's a
question?
lot of questions you could ask.
But this is more just a general. Why is Denver a hub?
Denver's a hub because it's centralized in. So like Denver,
But it has such shitty weather and flights get canceled or moved all the time.
It
just
also
seems
has two things that people love though: cheap space, and it's in the middle. It's the reason why Chicago's a hub. It's the reason why Atlanta tends to be a hub, even though that's not in the middle. It's the middle
but
of the
those make
South.
sense. They don't have weather.
Yeah,
that's,
and there's a lot of airlines you have to remember in the U.S., right? So like, there's different hubs for different, like Delta's in Minneapolis, and I think Chicago is. This doesn't matter, but anyways,
I have a
Pat.
question, a follow-up question. Jordan, when you sleep, are you sleep on your back guy, stomach, side? What are you?
I sleep in 3 different positions: either dead straight on my back, flipped over on my stomach in some sort of looks like I fell off a building type like if you put a chalk outline, and then so I always sleep with my right side down if I'm not on my back. So
And
I naturally
what did the other fella sleep like?
it doesn't matter because we had 5 pillows between us. So he could have, if there was a flood on one side, no one would have got wet on the other. It was like a sandbag trap. Now here's the reason I tell that
so
story.
many things going through my head after you say that.
That's who this guy is. And I come across a picture on Instagram of him just taking a picture of a turd in a toilet bowl.
What?
I come across this picture and I'm just scrolling, I'm just chilling, trying to move through IG past the time. And I just come across this picture of he took a picture of his own turds, of his own shit, and said, I've dropped a couple trumps in the bowl today.
Wow. What the hell?
And
why would he post that?
I've never hit unfollow so fast in my entire life. I was like, I guess my question is, now that I've told this story, is I was scrolling through IG, I come across a picture of a guy who just took a fresh dump and posted it on IG for everyone to see. Is that the pinnacle of like what's the minimum of an instant unfollow? Like if we use that as a baseline,
Ooh.
is there anything less than that that's an automatic unfollow you? Because
You know
that
what?
was like bang bang, thank you, buddy.
Okay,
like,
yeah,
it's
no, I
fine.
see what
think
you're
the
saying.
part
Yeah,
I think
okay.
the part of that story that I love the best is that the caption didn't mean anything.
No,
You
the
could have told that
caption was
story.
him.
Yeah.
He said, he basically alluded to Trump being a piece of shit 4 different ways in the caption. That's what he did.
I would have unfollowed him on the picture of the shit alone. The
Oh,
caption
for
doesn't
sure.
even matter.
It was. I didn't even check if he tagged Trump on the poop.
So if that's your baseline, if that's
But
the
hang on,
I'm
question
so
you're
in
saying-
his head,
I'm
Okay.
saying
in his
like,
head, he was like, I took a picture of this shit, but it's okay because I'm going to justify it with a funny caption.
no, I don't think that's how he thought of it at all. I think he took a dump and he's like, "Oh, Trump's a piece of shit. Look, there's a piece of shit." I think that's what he did. It was the
that's
wildest
stupid.
thing to come
That's
across.
the
Boy.
stupidest
I thought
thing.
it was a joke. I thought it was a meme account. I was like, "Oh, there's no way." And I looked and I'm like, "Oh, it's a person.
There's
It's
no way
a
this
human
is a
being I
real
met."
person.
So I'm not saying that's my baseline, but I'm saying like, I'm wondering what is the baseline for like,
Yes.
what is something simple that you will instantly unfollow for? I think for
So you're
all three
basically
of us,
asking,
that's
is
the
there
pinnacle.
something less?
And I'm sure there's
then-
a lot of things less, but I'm curious
Yeah.
what the baseline is because I think that's way above it.
Ooh,
I think
that's a good question.
I think that guy, like, if the baseline is the ground, that guy just skydived to.
For me,
unfollow.
it is people who push that they're a wellness guru without any background in wellness. And they're just like, look, I went for a walk today. I really cleansed my mind. And it's like,
You
I don't
follow
know.
so you followed some people like that?
I have, and
Eh.
I didn't really know them.
And do you
but-
know them? Because I'm more okay. So I'm going to clarify. I'm more wondering like, this is someone you've met. So I'm not talking about a rando. Like,
Yeah.
what's the baseline thing where someone you know is posting something on IG and you're like,
Okay,
I gotta get out.
That was
I
a
gotta
rando.
get out.
I was saying a rando.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I've never honestly taken the time to unfollow somebody on Instagram for something they've posted.
I have never unfollowed someone I actually know.
Right?
Now,
Yeah.
I've unfollowed a lot of other. I'm a little neurotic when it comes to my social media. I like to clean it up every now and then, go through, be like, I don't know why I'm
That's
following
fair. I
this, and get
respect
rid of it.
that.
But someone I know,
Well,
I
they have to
think
take
you would
a
have.
shit and call it Trump and put it on Instagram because that's
Like-
like
I
I didn't
don't-
even. It was just such. Maybe we can just talk about how wild of a move that is. Like that's a banana.
I want to meet.
land
I want to
move.
meet the rest of his friends. If that's
Yeah, who's
something
staying
that-
around? And
Yeah,
I know
who's-
there had to be some
Exactly.
people who were like laughing their ass off. Like
Who
they
for sure
probably
texted him. He had
yeah,
friends
like,
that
dude,
texted
that's
him
so
like,
fucking funny, bro.
yeah, text him like, man, you sure got him, bro.
Oh man,
It's like,
you really roasted Trump with that shit picture.
but my question is, he's posted the shit. Is he gonna keep it on his feed, or is that just like it's there for one day and it's gone? I need to know the story
Then
behind
make
that.
it a story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He posted it. Okay, so here's the other wild part. Then it wasn't his story. It was a normal picture.
yeah.
There's
That's
like
weird.
a multi. No,
full-on
that's
post.
he's committing. I'm certain now he could solve numerous killings for a serial killer by finding him again and just putting him in jail because that's only a serial killer would do what he did.
That's weird.
Like it's not like a story where he just took a picture and wrote a caption and was like, "LOL, I'm hilarious." Like putting up a post is a multi-step process. He probably picked a filter. What filter would you use for a shit picture?
okay. I think I found like minimum, just off the top of my head, it would have to be someone who posts random pictures that mean absolutely nothing, that are of poor quality.
Oh, that would drive me nuts.
That would drive me crazy. Just like a picture of a chair, but it's kind of blurry.
Yeah, like
And
if
the
a shot
lighting's
with
bad.
a potato.
And
You
then
know
the
what?
caption says nothing about the chair.
I'd
I'd unfollow that person.
Jordan, I don't know if I've told you this before, but I almost muted Jordan when he first got Instagram because he didn't really
I
understand what
had no
Instagram
clue what I
was.
was doing.
And he was taking pictures like it was Snapchat. And I was like, and then I think it was me and a couple other guys. We
It
kind
was
of like,
you and James.
yeah, we
explained
sat
to
you
me.
down and we're like, we need you to understand what Instagram is for, because right now you're that guy that no one wants to follow because doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
It's funny because I got IG right before I went to New York for the first time. So I was just shirting. I was like, oh, I'm going to New York. I'll get IG. And I was just shirting shit out.
I remember you took a picture outside of your cab window of like a blurry skyline and you're like, oh man, driving so fast in New York or something. It was so ridiculous.
It was probably terrible.
Jordan needs to delete this ASAP.
Do you guys ever go back and look at your like first posts on IG? Mine are awful. Like they're embarrassing.
Oh man, I tried to go back out of curiosity and look at my like first tweets and I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't find a way to easily go to the start of my tweets. I think Twitter does that on purpose. Yeah. Because I think everyone would delete Twitter if they could go back to their first tweets. So I don't know if there's, or maybe there's a way, but like the only way I could figure out doing it was scrolling ferociously. And I was just like, maybe I'm not supposed to go back and look at my first tweets. Maybe we just leave those in the ether.
Yeah. Like, and that's social media is one of my favorite things to talk to people about. Like you talk to my mom and she's like telling a story and she goes, so my friend on Facebook, like they're brand new to still kind of Facebook.
They're on the Facebooks.
Yeah. Facebook, those are their friends. Those are real friends because they're friends on Facebook and they're very strict about who is their friend on Facebook.
Yeah, it's an exclusive club. My parents are the same. Yeah. And my dad, like, I just fight like a never-ending battle of media literacy with my parents. Like, I'm just always attempting to make sure that they like, they're like, yeah, so I heard about this the other day. I was like, where'd you hear it? Where? What news site? Because like I'm trying to just drill into them that like Facebook is not a source. Facebook is essentially like, what would my parents' equivalent? I don't even know what it would be. Facebook's like the guy on the corner standing up with a newspaper and telling you what's in it. Like that's what Facebook is. So I keep trying to tell them like, oh, did you see this news article? I'm like, is it from a reputable source? Like it's
some guy linked it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever have MySpace?
No, I was just behind it. I was just after that with Facebook. So
when I was probably like 18, I had MySpace. I think within a month I had like 1,000. I was following like 1,000 people, and I don't even know why I was following like MySpace was cancerous to my life.
Oh, awful. All of them suck. Like, there's numerous things.
Oh, they all suck, but MySpace was the worst.
I see shit on Reddit for like an 18-year-old person where I'm like, what am I doing on here? Like, what?
Yeah, Reddit.
And I also like follow. There's some just shit on Reddit I've had for a long time that I just need to like stop. Like public freakouts are public freakouts, or it's just like every day I just see like Trump people yelling at liberals or vice versa, and I'm just like, man, I got to get out of there.
Okay, I have a question for you. Yeah, building off of your
taking a shit on IG, definitely.
Taking a shit, taking a picture, putting it on Instagram.
Wild move.
Wild. Do you, and I know that the answer is yes, but do you, off the top of your head, have somebody that you follow on a social media platform that is just ferociously not good for your life, like their takes and stuff, but you follow them and think it's hilarious every time you see it?
Yeah, it's named Stephen A. His name's Stephen A. Smith.
I love Stephen A. I honestly, you know what? I have family members who when the mute button came out, I did a backflip. Like I did an absolute backflip because I couldn't not follow them, and because it would cause a big kerfuffle because they're so fucking sensitive. But I have definitely muted some family members like hard because they would post some shit that would just piss me off or that I thought was super dumb.
See, I kind of just don't mute and do all that other stuff because it's like I don't take social media that serious. I think it's like kind of just people use it for different reasons. And me, it's like I go and I don't agree with something. I'll just keep scrolling and I never see it again.
I agree, but think about how often they have to post to the point where you decide to mute them. It was like that. Yeah. It was like machine gun rapid fire.
Like Jordan during a Packers game.
Yeah, me during the Packers game or me during the Leafs. I've cut down on my Packers tweeting. I've definitely like put it in a corner because I just know what it can become. And I end up not watching the game. Like I end up just hate scrolling Twitter, trying to find everyone else's angry tweets and retweet what I agree with. And it's just bad for my health.
That's why I don't do Twitter because I just find it's a rabbit hole for me.
Yeah, Matt, you're a big rabbit hole guy, and I don't think Twitter would be good.
It's
for
a
your
rabbit hole
mental
of
health.
rage. You'll just end up like being angry. Like you'll turn it off and you'll be like, I thought the Packers were playing well, and now I'm mad at everyone who disagrees with me, and it's just terrible. But I think
like
we
I
can all
have Twitter,
agree
but it's for work. And
MSN Messenger is the pinnacle of anything that's
was.
ever occurred. So before we move on to the beer reviews, Pat and Matt, can you give me a quick one-liner of your favorite MSN Messenger music quote? Because we all know we had one.
Oh yeah.
And we were all listening to. So, I mean, mine was a massive cliche. I'm pretty sure it was a Metallica lyric. I'm trying to remember because it wasn't nothing else. Oh, mine was for whom the bell tolls, time marches on. Because I am awesome. So if you guys can remember one, I'd love to hear it. But that's what I will move into beer reviews with.
I had, and you forgot the most important part.
All the symbols. It was dash dash $$ slash for whom the bell tolls, time marches on.
Mine was always music note. The lyric music note.
Strong.
Oh, smart. That's aesthetically pleasing.
Very aesthetically pleasing.
I was a big, I'm a big Foo Fighters guy, Foo Fighters fan. I thought it was super cool to post like obscure, deep cut.
Tons of respect for the obscure Foo Fighters quote lyrics.
Like one of my favorite Foo Fighters songs is "Hey Johnny Park," which is not necessarily a very not one of their mainstream songs.
It's a deep cut, man. It's a deep cut.
I think at one point I had 3 different lyrics from that song as a name.
Now mine is
song. You should look it up.
Mine's kind of embarrassing, because
it's probably very embarrassing.
I posted it as my MSN Messenger name without really knowing the background of the song. I just really liked the album, and it was Eric Clapton's MTV Unplugged.
Oh, amazing album!
Great one of my favorite albums of all time.
Incredible, Layla. You list it.
But I posted the lyric because I was very upset with a girl at this time.
Was it Blue Eyes Blue?
No, it was. She was ignoring me, and it was, "Would you know my name if you saw me in heaven?"
Pat, do you know why he wrote that song?
Yes, I found out later. Not a good look.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And it's a great song, a very sad song about his son. And I just I wasn't really big into
about his son, Pat.
Yeah. Oh
my God.
Pat, what happened?
His son passed away.
His son fell out of I'm not kidding. This is so shitty. His son fell out a second-story window at a hotel because he tripped over like a chair or something. Yeah. And that's how he passed away.
It was so sad.
And Pat used it.
Oh.
It was all time.
To make your girl feel bad.
All time.
You are a monster.
All-time worst thing I've ever done.
I mean,
because literally 2 weeks later, I figured out what it meant. And I'm like,
oh no!
My name on fucking MSN Messenger for 2 weeks. Just horrible. Felt so bad. And then I changed it to "Got Me on My Knees, Layla." And my goal for that year was to find a girl named Layla.
Thank you for sharing. Oh my God.
So bad.
I mean, you still should have picked.
How did I not know that story?
Blue Eyes Blue is one of my favorite.
Well, I'm not going to tell people. It makes me seem so stupid and ignorant. It's unbelievable.
Yes, you are correct.
I can't breathe. Oh
yeah.
That's so funny.
Amazing.
My dad's going to love that. He doesn't listen.
How do you transition out of this, Pat?
You don't. I think you just do a beer. You know what? I was going to ask. I was going to be like, we should come up with next week what we would make, what our lyrics would be now. Like if you had to go back and use it today. But I think we're going to end. That's the funniest thing.
I think my whole idea there was blasphemy.
Yes, it was.
Oh, there we go.
Right into the beer review, Pat. Just start it off.
Yeah. So I picked up. You know what? There's not a lot of new releases coming out from breweries in the city.
Unless you want to do Kilter every week.
Yeah, and
it's
you know what? I'm gonna ask before I do.
I went and got fried chicken to get a Kilter.
Is this the time of the year where breweries are kind of reloading their tanks, and are we gonna get an onslaught of releases in the next couple months?
Yeah, as we transition into spring.
Yeah, spring's the big release time.
So the last lockdown was like March, like when this all started, right?
Yeah,
it was like March, and March there was a right before we went into it. I'm pretty sure they came out with a ton, and then there was a lull, and then the summer came and there was a bunch.
Which is okay. I went and picked up what I'm reviewing, but I also reloaded on some of my favorites. Cosmo, Raspberry Cosmo, got a retro from Sucrums, went all out on Sucrums because they've had some great stuff lately. And if it's going to go away soon, I got to pick it up. But anyways, I picked up the Blasphemy from Brazen Hall. It is their light lager. Never had it. A little skeptical of a craft beer company doing a light lager because that's not really their specialty, really. You know what? There isn't much to this, but it is really solid. It's one of those things. It says it on their can when you want to mow the lawn, you want to do something simple with your day. This is something you could drink all day long. And if that's what they were going for, they fucking nailed it. This is a really, really good tasting light lager. I probably, like, for me, the big can isn't really for a light lager, but that's just what they use, right? So I guess it's Blasphemy because a craft beer company doesn't usually put out light lager, so that is
fun.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy. So it is very tasty. You follow me on Untapped at Pat Gagne. If you want something light, you're not into the heavy stuff, not into the darker stuff, pick this up. This is really good. I'm gonna give it a 3.25 on Untapped. It's very nice.
So, Pat, would you say like this summer, maybe you pick up 6 of those, maybe chill in your backyard, listen to a little Unplugged by Eric Clapton, and just pound back a couple blasphemies? maybe put a quote on your name on Twitter or something.
Oh,
Little
my
Blue Eyes
God.
Blue to get you going.
I'll pick a better song. I'll do my research. I'll tell you that. Yeah, I'll throw it to you, Matt.
All right. I went with something a little heavier, a lot heavier actually. I have the Torque Steer from Torque. It is their double IPA. Now, get this, boys. So it's Sunday night right now. I've had some beers this weekend. I decided, why not keep the party going? This is an 8%.
Whoa.
Let's party.
90 IBU double IPA.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's really hoppy. It's very hoppy, but when you have a double IPA with that high of an IBU, in my opinion, it needs to have some malt to it, and this one does. A lot of the high IBU double IPAs I've had have a lot of malt kind of tone notes to them, and it's good. The hops are a little bit more on the sprucey side too, which I personally like. It's more like that West Coast kind of style. Like very hoppy though. If you don't like hops, don't get this beer. I, on the other hand, love hops and love IPAs. Give me all the doubles. Yeah, give me all the IPAs, all the doubles, all the triples you can possibly give me. I'll drink them all. So if you follow me on Untapped at Gagne Matt, no sniff, no.
Why are you hesitating? I don't understand.
Moving on. I'm going to give Torque Steer from Torque a 3.75. But
Very nice.
you have to take into account that I am big time
lover of hops.
Like 3.5 is a bad IPA for me.
Okay.
Or a standard IPA. Not bad. It's a standard IPA for me. So
all right, Jordan, finish us out there, fella.
Thank you, Pat. Can you go back while I'm doing this? Can you go to the IG group and figure out where we started from last week? Because there's been such few news, I have no idea. Okay. Right. So I'm reviewing the True Doughnuts by Half Pints this week.
Oh boy.
Let me just say, God, I wanted this. I really did. If I could, I would eat donuts every day for breakfast for the rest of my life. I love donuts. I love them so much. They're my, I'd say, top 3 baked goods. We don't have time for a Jordan's top 3 list of baked goods, but one day we will do it. And I went and I got this. Now, something that drives me nuts, you'll remember the Granville Island discussion with the watermelon lager, is if you describe on the can that it tastes like X, I expect it to taste like X. Okay? What I bought was an expensive standard chocolate porter that was frankly bitter, not sweet. That's what I bought. I bought a chocolate porter that was kind of bitter. It didn't taste like a donut. I gotta try this now. It didn't taste like a donut. It didn't have any of the mouthfeel you'd expect. I think when you have a company, like if you're in the city, if you're Half Pints, and you look at what Kilter's doing, and you look at, I'll just say like another one I really loved recently, Flying Monkeys. That's what it needs to be like mouthfeel-wise and taste-wise. It needs to have some hint of donut. when you are going to ask us to pay that money and it's essentially just a bitter chocolate porter with nothing that makes it stand out, then I'm going to be annoyed and give it a 2.25 on Untapped. Like, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just because you put donuts in a vat doesn't mean it's going to taste like donuts. So
You wanted liquefied donut.
I'm not, listen, it's still a beer. Like, I'm not sitting here expecting to be drinking a sour cream or a sour cream glazed or a honey cruller or whatever the hell it
Oh
is.
man, that'd be good though.
But just like, it
One of that
can't,
sugary taste.
yes, it can't just be a chocolate. It just can't be like any other standard chocolate porter I've ever had ever. Like, that's all it was. It's like you could pick out any standard chocolate porter you've gotten from any craft brewery, and it's like they share the same recipe, and it was nothing special. So there was no donut hint, no hint of anything else in there. So that's it. I gave it a 2.25.
Whoa.
I hate to do it, but that's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Jsco 55 on Untapped. That's the one I picked to review this week, and I can't lie to the people. Like, it's
You're
just
mad
a
at the
chocolate.
people.
It's just a chocolate porter. Like, if you've had a chocolate porter, don't bother. So there you go.
All right. So to review, we had the Blasphemy from Brazen Hall. I gave it a 3.25 on Untapped at Pat Gagne. Matt had the Torque Steer from Torque. He gave it a 3.75 on Untapped. You can follow him at Gagne and Matt with 2 T's.
There
And
it is.
Jordan at Jsco55 on Untapped. He had the half pints. What do they call it, Jordan? I'm sorry.
True
Oh,
Donuts, which is hilarious.
Donuts.
It should be
True
called
Donuts,
false
and
donuts.
he gave it a very truthful 2.25 on Untapped. And now we give it to Jordan for a very short beer news of the week.
Okay,
So
so
Jordan,
I should
you're
have
gonna
reviewed
go-
Bounty. That's what I should have done, but I'll do that in the future.
So Jordan, review. It starts after the True Donuts.
Which one? There's 2 True Donuts posts.
It's the
It
vessel.
says Monday 12/26 over top.
Matt, just start doing it and I'll pick it up.
So Kilter came out with 2 releases this week. They dropped their newest fog machine, the Enigma.
Thank you,
with
Matt.
Enigma
Got
hops.
it. So they dropped the fog machine, the Enigma. Sorry about that, Pat. You know what? This is really Pat's fault because Pat didn't post next week's beer news starts here, which he's supposed to do. So I'm just going to
Sorry.
blame
Yeah.
Pat for this entirely. Definitely just tweet at him or show up at his house and yell at him. His address is. Sorry, he made me bleep that out. So, fog machine is once again single hop double IPA 8%. It is back. It brewed and double dry hopped with 100% Enigma. Listen, spoiler alert, I had it. It's really good. Okay, that shouldn't surprise you.
Not as good as Sabro,
I agree.
their last one, but still
Also,
very good.
Kilter. If I scan it on Untapped and it brings up the wrong fog machine, it's not my fault for checking it in improperly. Okay, if I scan the barcode and it brings up the wrong beer, I'm just going to go with it. I'm trusting you guys. Okay, so just help me execute at a high level here. Now, Bounty is back. I think it's back. Is that new? I felt like that was more of a it's been here before. I'm not
new.
sure. Well, either way, it's named after the chocolate bar, which is amazing. Coconut, chocolate malt, cocoa nibs, and vanilla, 8.5%. Dear God, that was really good too. Trans Canada brought back the Barkeep Brown Ale, my actually favorite brown ale made in Winnipeg. Actually,
It's super good.
I think that's the best beer aside from the Melon County Sour that TCB's ever made for me. That's how highly I think of that brown ale. Barnhammer, as you know, Pat had the Razzle Dazzle last week, so they're still selling that. It got put in the group for some reason. Tropicante.
You put it in the group.
Did I
You
put it
did
in the group? Oh, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Okay. Tropicante came out this week. It was a small batch pineapple jalapeno from Kilter that was actually connected to Magic Bird fried chicken. I went and got it for the people. It was a donut. The chicken was a donut cut in half with a donut on the bottom, a piece of chicken, a big ass piece of pineapple, some cilantro, and the top of a pineapple glazed donut on top. And that was good, but the beer was even better. That needs to come out in the summertime. Kilter, Tropicante, it's probably all gone, but if you can go to Magic Bird and get it, I highly suggest you do so. Vessel is coming out with Why Not A. So why not A? It's probably already out. Is a Black and Brute IPA, generously hopped with Nelson Sauvin hops. I won't continue because Matt will probably have to tell you all about it because that seems like something that might be up his alley. And finally,
I'm probably gonna have to go pick that up.
Barnhammer is...
No, you skipped something. You skipped something.
Did I skip something? Oh
Devil
my
May
God,
Care.
I thought that wasn't even a beer post. A Supreme Leader Smoke Beer. I thought you wanted a Supreme Leader Smoke Beer. Apparently, Devil May Beer is coming out with a dark side of lager.
Devil May Care.
Devil May Care beer? Devil May Care? Listen, I've had a few, right? We're working on it. We're working on it. And then finally, Barnhammer has a Neapolitan-based beer coming out.
Let's go.
Hopefully it's...
Oh my
I'm sure
God.
it'll be better than Vancouver Island. You know what? I will just continue to say this. I really do think, you'll hear this in our interview next, I really think Winnipeg is the best craft beer scene in Canada. As someone who's traveled around and gotten to see it, the more I look at this, like I see something that's going to come out of here and I look at another place that's done it and it's just not as good. So, Pat, back to you in the studio.
Thank you,
That was
Jordan.
rough, Jordan.
Yeah,
I know that
very
was rough. I'll admit. Pat didn't post it. It threw me off.
Yeah,
It's on
excuses,
Pat. I blame Pat and
excuses.
Tyler. I'm going to take another drink.
All right. So, great first segment, fellas. I think we have an even better second segment coming up with a very special interview with you. We have Sarah Nick, radio personality from Winnipeg. She talks about her collaboration with One Great City, the Cynickal, up next after the break.
Oh, Michael, this is going to be fun to watch.
All right. Well, we're going to have a big bros, bumps, and beers. Welcome to the host of Nick at Night on KISS 102.3, the owner of Cynickal Media and beer collaborator, Sarah Nick. So we'd like to thank Sarah for coming on to meet with us virtually to discuss her new beer collaboration with our friends at One Great City.
New old.
Yay!
Now, Sarah, the first question I have to ask you with that big introduction is, when do you sleep?
Okay, it's funny because I knew someone was going to ask that. I don't sleep. I think I sleep like 4 hours a night, and I'm not even kidding when I say that, because when I'm not on the radio, I'm apparently collaborating and launching beers now, and working with the community on pretty much everything and anything.
We're gonna talk about our favorite thing, which is beer, because that's
Yeah.
I mean that's what the podcast is about. So before we even get to your collaboration with One Great City, like before this, what was your like go-to brewery, go-to beer before we even started up?
Okay, so I do love One Great City. Love the guys there. They're awesome. They always drop really good beers as well. But I was always Little Brown Jug 1919.
Pretty good.
That's
Pretty good.
one of my
Pretty good.
favorite beers in the city. And I don't know what it is about Winnipeg, but the craft beers here are amazing. Like I was in Edmonton for a long time and their craft beers are shitty. Oh my God. So like moving here and getting to try all the different ones here, I was like, holy moly. So I stopped drinking Bud Light. I said, see ya, Bud Light. We're moving on to the big guys. I love Queen's Best Bitter. Sorry, my dog is going insane. I love Queen's Best Bitter. I also love Belgian Blonde as well from Non-Such.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
I like more of the earthy tones, which is weird that I dropped like a Christmas beer.
I think that's actually like in the before times when I was allowed to go to Edmonton and other places as well. I actually completely agree that like Winnipeg, I think, has the best beer scene, craft beer scene in Canada. Like I'll say that outright compared to
Better than Toronto, Jordan?
Yeah, I think so. I think it has a lot more diversity here.
Better.
Like, no, I mean Toronto can't be the best at everything. Only most things.
So
Fine, Matt. Fine. I want to ask a question, Matt. But you go
you
ahead.
wanted to
It's
ask a
always
question.
with
You asked the question then. I mean, whatever.
I do
That's
want to
not my
ask a
question, but that's fine.
I mean, I want to get into the business of this. All right. This is the Jordan corner, and he wants to know what this is all about. All right. So
Can't bet on it, Jordan.
yet. I want to know the details like behind the collaboration a bit in terms of like how the contact began, because I find that to be so curious. Like was there someone you knew or how did that get going?
Okay, so this is like a really weird story. So I got fired, right? I'm pretty sure everybody knows that. And so
I didn't know that.
nobody knew that, right? So on social media, I basically like got this army to tag me in all this random stuff, and they wanted me to do all these random things with the community. And one person in particular, so when I launched my Nick at Night show, the post said something along the lines of on Twitter saying like, instead of drinking coffee, we're going to be drinking beers at night, right? Somebody randomly like threaded onto that, tagged One Great City Brewing Company and said, hey, you guys should do a beer collaboration. And I remember being like, yeah, right. Like, see, I put my phone down, and then One Great City ended up messaging me on Twitter. And that's kind of how it all came together. They're like, do you actually want to do this? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Of course I want to do this.
I get my own beer? Are you serious?
Yeah. So that's kind of how it all came together, which was really sweet. And like, I didn't really have any idea what the hell to do with a brewing company. I've never done anything like this. So we went step by step. It was a very long process, actually.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking in September and we just launched right before Christmas.
So how do you, so that was going to be my follow-up, and I'm glad you brought into it. How do you pick the style and flavors? Like, you probably didn't go in like being like, I want a lager. Like, you probably just let them run through. So did they have some ideas and you kind of picked what you liked?
Yeah. So how it worked is they wanted to launch a winter beer, and I'm like, okay, dark beers, not my favorite thing. I'm amber, right?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Argue with them. I'm like, I don't want a dark beer. My girls are not going to sit there and crush 12 dark beers. They'd be in the hospital, right? So I wanted to do something like a little bit light, but yet have like the darkness that One Great City wanted, right? I got to pick the flavoring actually, which was really cool. So they're like, what like screams, I guess, Christmas and winter too. I'm like, well, I don't know, like mom's baking. So like cinnamon, pecans, things like that, right? So they kind of came up with a formula for me, and they gave me a bunch of different options to pick from. And we landed on the oatmeal, like brown cookie, cinnamon, pecan weird mixture that was still a dark beer, but I made them make it so it was not dark. I'm like, I do not want it to be like this hardcore dude beer. Like, I want it to be a nice beer that everybody can enjoy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I taste it, and it's dark. Like, it is super dark when you pour it, but it tastes really light, and like doesn't have that dark beer punch in the face that a lot of them do.
It's not like you're eating a meal.
And like, I'm not obviously like, I don't like make the beer. A lot of people have asked me that, which is really strange. Like,
really?
Beer on the side, like God knows. So I wouldn't have time for that. So the guy who ended up like brewing it for me, he like made this really nice combination, and all credit goes to him, to be honest. So
you were happy with the finished product?
Yeah, I was worried though. I'm not even gonna lie, because I didn't taste the product, you guys, until like the day before it launched. So I remembered like talking to my girlfriends and stuff, and I'm like, what if I drop this beer and it tastes like shit? Like, what am I gonna do, right?
I was just gonna say that.
Right? I'm like, I the flavoring, my name's on this freaking can. Like, it tastes like garbage. People aren't gonna want to talk to me. Like, I'm gonna be known as a loser who dropped a shit beer. So I basically was like, okay, I'm trying this before I'm posting anything about this beer. Yeah. And I tried it, and I was like, oh, it's so good. Sorry, my dog went back.
I think you get the flavor with this because it's a very distinct flavor. I would put it in that category of like an oatmeal stout. And I feel like when you get an oatmeal stout, you're expecting a certain distinction to the oatmeal stout, but this has, I would say, more oatmeal stout, quote unquote, flavor than any oatmeal stout I've had, while being lighter. Like, it really is a very different tasting beer, but it's not. That's what I'm saying. Is like, this is a flavor you'd find in an oatmeal stout, but it isn't. It isn't, and I think that's a major credit to it, because you get that flavor without the weight, which isn't something I think you see too much nowadays in the market.
Okay, full disclosure though, Sarah. Rachel at One Great City, shout out Rachel. She messaged us like, we're dropping this beer, like you guys should check it out. And I kind of put two and two together through your socials and their socials. And I was like, man, and like, no offense, but I was like, they're gonna drop some chick beer. And I was like, oh, and we're gonna have to drink it, and we're gonna have to review it, and we're gonna have to pretend to like it. And then I tried this, and I was like, no, this isn't a chick beer. This is everybody can drink this beer. And I felt kind of dumb that I felt like that.
That's totally what I was going for. And like, side note, like, I don't like fruit beers. I don't like sours. So that was the one. I know. I'm an earth
monster
kind of vibe. I know. So I told them specifically, I was like, no sours. Like, I don't want, like, my girlfriends were like, oh my God, drop a sour. I'm like, no, I'm not dropping a sour. I don't like sours. Like, why would I drop something I don't like? Like, to please you? we're gonna drop something that's like fun for everyone. So I'm glad it worked out.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
like
it's awesome.
you, like for me, whenever I'm reviewing a beer on our show, it's like, is the can drawing me in? This is like the coolest fucking can I've seen in a while.
Mhm.
First of all, I'd like to just like, because you have a media company that you call Cynickal,
Yeah.
and me being dumb didn't realize that your name was in the name, and then I figured that out
Holy
later.
shit!
So
Okay. So
God damn it! I
can
just
here.
figured that out too.
This is my empty can. So I'm gonna like I'll break it down for you.
yeah,
guys,
break it
okay?
down. Yeah.
Sarah,
because
is
I
this
drink-
not how you typically spell cynical?
This is not how you spell cynical. Okay, so
Son of a
this is
bitch.
a really funny story actually. So I was on my way to Alberta in like September, and One Great City called me while we were driving, right? So it's a 12-hour drive, and I expected them to call me. So Riley and I, we were going back and forth. I'm like, I need to come up with a name like right now because they're gonna ask me what they want to call this beer, and like we've had a 12-hour drive. Let's figure it out. So we kind of was like hashing out some ideas, and like that was when I had to confirm the flavoring and all that kind of stuff. And so I told them, I was like, I really want like my name on the can. I was like, I don't really have a name yet, but I really want my name on the can, and I want to do the cinnamon and the pecan kind of flavoring. So we hang up from them, and literally like 2 minutes later, Riley looks at me, he's like, what do you think about
Yeah.
Cynickal? And I was like, oh bitch, yes. So like incorporates like the cinnamon, that's like the sin, right? And then Nick, my last name, obviously
Oh.
Cynickal spelled different.
I
And
didn't
we
know
kind
that.
of just went with that. And then we launched my company actually after we came up with the beer name. Yeah. So it's very weird. Yeah, I know. We just launched Cynickal.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was in October. I officially launched Cynickal
Absolutely.
and I used the name. And I was like, this is a great cross promotion. So
Yeah.
I felt like that was going to boost my business probably the best.
But where does the owl come in? Is just because like you're Nick at night and you're at night?
Yeah, so the owl part actually came from, so I met with One Great City once I came back from Alberta, like a couple days after or whatever. And we were like, okay, what kind of design, like what colors, whatever, what do you want on the can? And I'm like, I'm not a very colorful person. So I was like, I want like dark, like fun colors, but I don't need like pinks and yellows and make it look like an Easter egg. Like I don't want that. So we picked like a dark purple, which kind of aligned with Kiss. And then the owl comes from, being at nighttime, crack open a beer at night. And then I wanted like the eyes
That's
to
awesome.
pop.
Yeah.
So I was like hypnotized, like cinnamon buns almost. So that's kind of where the eyes come in.
That makes sense. No, I love the coloring. I love everything. It's like the first thing I'm looking for in a good beer. It's like, am I enticed to grab the can just to look at?
And I thought it was really different because, you see cans everywhere they're all unique in their own way. And I was like, okay, I need to have like a picture of something on there. I don't want it just to have like my name. People are gonna be like, who the hell is Sarah Nick and why do I want this beer, right? Which is fine. I get it. That's fine. So I was like, an owl is like a really cool like way to tie it all in almost.
Yeah.
The response was pretty good. Like, actually, it was huge. Like, we have tons of friends who picked it up the first weekend. They really wanted to grab it, and I'm not just saying that because you're sitting here. Like, legit. Actually, one of our buddies last night that we were on a Zoom call with, he said that you were at the queue the day it was released, the Quality Inn,
Oh yeah, I was there. Okay, yeah, that was a fun day.
and you said to him, like, hey, you should try my beer. And he's like, she basically bullied me into buying 4 of them. And I was like, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Amazing. Okay, so non-disclosure because I don't care. I'm on a podcast, so it's fine. I'm not on the radio. Okay, I got shit-faced the night before on Cynickal. Okay, like I mean obliterated because I knew it was going to drop at Quality Inn, and I'm like, well, we're gonna celebrate, baby. So we're like getting drunk at home, whatever, doing our thing. And the next day we're like, okay, let's go on a venture and go see where they're at, like which LCs are at or what beer stores are at. And we knew it was at Quality. So we showed up there. I looked haggard. Oh my God, you guys, I was on like 2 hours of sleep. Hung to the tits. It was insane. So we go into this beer store and there was flats of Cynickal, and I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever, right? So we're picking up a few, and then your guys' friend, which is super funny, he was standing there and picking out cans right beside my beer, but not my beer. And I was like, huh, you bitch. I'm like, get the beer, right? So Riley looked at him right away. He's like, yo, you should get that beer. It's hers. And he's like, okay. Like,
This is 100% our
Love
friend.
it was wild. It was so cool.
So you were happy with
Can I
this?
jump in for a second here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I just got a question. Once you have your collaboration with beer. My question is, just being someone who really loves beer, how many cans do they give you?
I requested to have a lot of cans. They're going to give me 2 flats, okay, which is nice. That's great. And that's going to go to like my friends and family back in Alberta. When we can go over there, we're going to drive out cans. But then I got a huge order from Alberta. So I'm actually, after this podcast, going to every single LC I can to make packs of this beer that I could not get my hands on, because One Great City sold out as of, I think, on Thursday. So I need to go and like buy a bunch of this beer for people back home that couldn't like do the transfer over the borders or over the provinces and all that. So yeah, I'm going to be on an adventure tonight, but I do have some for myself. They did supply me with like a bunch like for the launch and all that stuff too. So I have been cynical almost out. I've had a lot of them.
I love it.
So you were happy with the response, obviously, the general public and everything, and
yeah, like it's been really like, I mean, it would be really shitty if someone went out of their way to be like, hey, I don't like your beer, or I don't like you. Like that sucks. That happens a lot, but I didn't really for this launch, which I was like, okay, that's good. Like people actually like it, which I'm really stoked about, and went and bought it and supported me, and now LCs are buying it. So that makes me super happy.
no, absolutely.
I mean, is this something that you would consider like doing again for sure, or was this just like too stressful almost to putting your name on something and not knowing what the response would be?
You know what? It wasn't that stressful. Like One Great City did a really great job, no pun, of like actually like, you know, keeping in contact with me and keeping me updated. Like this whole process was, I guess, very new to me. So I didn't really have any stress because I didn't know what to compare it to. So I would definitely do it again. I would love to do like a summer launch though, just to have like a different, like, I don't, like the Christmas beer is great. Like that's super cool and fun, but the summertime is when I want to go and like go on a float or whatever and like crack a beer open or sit in the backyard in the sun, right? So yeah, I would definitely do it again. And I've learned a lot of different things I can do, and like I've learned lots of different terminology that I can use. So yeah, hopefully we can do something again. I don't know if it'd be with One Great City or where it'd be next, but I'm open to whatever.
Awesome.
What I did learn from you here is that they need to contact you for collaboration. Me calling them 4 or 5 times like I've done in the past, they just don't collaborate with anybody. So
Okay,
it's not really fair.
Okay, so I'm open here. You guys can just DM me whenever. We'll do another collaboration.
One last question before we let you get out of here. My mind keeps going to, I believe it was a story post you had. I believe it was New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, one or the other, of you in a Raptors onesie.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
2 questions. Number 1.
She fucking jinxed us. That's what she did. Shit this year.
Number 1, how many Cynickals did you drink before putting that onesie on? And number 2, who's your favorite Raptors player?
Kyle Lowry. I'll answer that first. And then,
Nice.
okay, Cynicals before the Raptors game, because I believe Team Canada played prior to that, right? Okay, yeah. So I was probably about 70 and
That's
about
awesome.
like 30 mimosas. We got lit up that night.
Love it.
Sarah
Love
puts them
that.
away like
Yeah.
we do.
Holy
She would give us a run, I think.
I put them away, but do I actually put them away? I was like laying on the couch before like midnight. I'm pretty sure that was on New Year's. I was like, all right, that's good. I'm done. I'm tapped out.
I mean, what else are we supposed to do? You know, like,
Right?
like seriously.
I mean, I followed your content on your Instagram, and it's like you pump out content. Like you did the wing eating challenge. You forced your boyfriend to go on a walk before the Steelers game.
That
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
like hell.
Big girlfriend move there. Sorry to
Yeah.
hear about the Steelers,
Yeah.
but it's just like you've been like, what have you been doing in lockdown? That's just to keep yourself sane.
You know what? I've got into video editing like a lot more. Like I learned that skill obviously through broadcasting and stuff like that. But now that I'm home, I'm like, hey, why don't I utilize these skills, work on them, get better at them, so I can keep launching all this like fun content. And it's fun doing that. Like the wing eating challenge was so awesome because we got beer and wings, and like who doesn't want to do that on camera? It's super fun. And I got to edit. So it was like the best of like all 3 worlds combined. So yeah, we've just been kind of doing creative stuff. We're seeing like what's trending, what people are liking. Like social media obviously is a big platform for me. So I like to really use like my followers. Like, what do you guys want to see? Like, if you guys want to see something specific, I'll make it for you. I'll drop it. If we don't like it, then we'll do something different next time.
Yeah.
Do you another question I'd love to know is like, do you kind of use your social media presence as an example of what you can do through Cynickal? Like, do you try to make that something where people can really take a look at what you put out online and the content and be that almost as an advocate for your business venture?
Yes, absolutely. So like Cynickal is very interesting. So I launched this company actually after I got fired, I was like, okay, I got to come up with something because Rogers came knocking not long after, but I was like, what am I going to do in between? Like, I need to do something here, right? So Cynickal basically is like everything that I can do, like media wise. I can pump out a company through my platform, my personal one. I can use Cynickal and like do web design, all of that fun stuff. So yeah, I cross promote the two quite a bit. Just depending on like what the client wants is kind of the avenue that I would take, whether it's my personal social media I'm going to use or whether it's like the Cynickal platform.
Right on. Well, yeah. So Sarah, thank you so much for meeting with us on Zoom. You are probably one of the busiest people I've known. So thanks for making some time for us. Let us talk about our favorite thing beer, and you could pick up some Cynickal at select LCs, which will probably be gone because apparently Sarah's going to go around the city and buy them all.
No, go buy them. I won't buy them all.
You can pick them up at LCs across Winnipeg. So hurry up, get out there, pick them up. And once again, thanks a lot, Sarah Nick, for joining us on Bros, Bumps, and Beers. And after the break, we're going to do our Royal Rumble preview show.
This is dangerous, JR. This is real dangerous.
All right, we're back. Hey, guys, good job on that interview. We really nailed that.
Nailed it. Hey guys, look at this. That's pretty good, eh?
Smoothie sour.
Smoothie sour from Revelation. It's pretty good. It's a coconut, strawberry, pineapple, and lime sour.
Interesting. Wow, that's a lot.
I like anything with lime in it.
It's the old
I'm a big
kilter,
lime
hey,
fan.
let's throw everything in a vat method.
Works 9 times out of 10, I'm sure. All right. So once again, a big thank you to Sarah Nick for coming and meeting with us virtually. So we'll move on now to a little bit of wrestling talk, our only wrestling segment of the night. We have a flight and a pint, but a very special flight and a pint. If Jordan, I'll throw it to you. Tell us what we're doing tonight.
All right. Well, it's nice to have my job back after Pat cucked me last week, but Pat loved that word.
That's a fun word. That's a fun
very
word.
Fun word. Yeah. I mean, I don't think Pat ever misconstrued that word for an Eric Clapton lyric, but we'll keep it. We're luckily going along. So this week we're going to do a flight and a pint in honor of something we all love very much. We're going to do a flight and a pint of selecting the contestants of the upcoming Women's Royal Rumble. Next week we'll do the men's, but this week we're going to do a snake draft selection and we will be competing. So Matt, please explain the point system as simply as you can, because to my understanding, a lot of your friends who play hockey listen to this and they can't do math.
You know what? That's offensive. No, we can't do. We have 3 math teachers on our team. Other than them, we can't do math. To keep it real simple, there's an elimination order in a Royal Rumble. So if you win, you're technically the 30th person eliminated. You're never eliminated, but you're the 30th person. You will be worth 30 points. If you are the first person to get thrown over the top rope in the Royal Rumble, you would get 1 point for your team. If you're the 15th person, you are worth 15 points to your team. So basically, the order of elimination will determine your point value at the end. So we will all have 5 people, and we will get points based on when they're eliminated. That being said, it is possible that we draft as of right now. I think they've announced 7 people for the Rumble.
Yeah.
So we're picking from a pretty thin list. If we're like of people we know.
Yeah. So if you pick somebody and they're not even in the Rumble, that's a 0.
Yeah.
So picking someone that you know for sure will be in the Rumble is going to be essential here.
All right, Matt, this was your idea, which I like the idea. This is a kind of a fun way to do.
What are we betting on this? Like, what are we? Can we announce that next week? I don't even know if we've discussed like.
We'll announce next week.
Okay, we'll figure that out when we do the men's picks next week.
I hear Pat wants to put his beard on the line.
No, that's
not
true.
Pat should put his beard on the line.
No. So Matt, this was your idea. What will be the order of selection?
Oh, I get to pick the whole order.
Yeah.
No. Okay. There has to be, because this is like legit now. Now it's like.
Oh, now Jordan's going to try. Okay.
Yeah. I have a list because we're betting something legit.
All right, so who goes first?
Okay, I want to go first.
Okay, Matt goes first.
I'll go. Okay, so how about this? That means Matt has to go third next week.
Okay.
Okay,
Sure.
so Pat, do you have a
Oh,
preference?
whoa, hold on.
No, too late.
No,
It's
too late. So
Too
Pat,
late.
I will happily.
I decided I
go-
don't want to go first.
I'm okay either way. So if you
Formal
want second
protest.
or third, you can.
I'll go third. So that Matt
see, I
doesn't
knew I was
bitch and
gonna
moan
end up- I
next
knew
week.
I was going to end up in the middle. But Pat, that doesn't mean you're guaranteed first pick next week.
That's okay.
You and I will probably
I
have
have to
do
go
some
third,
sort
and
of.
then you guys. Oh yeah.
You guys,
Okay,
will,
that's
you
fine.
will have to do some sort of like virtual rock paper scissors.
Okay, so Matt, first pick in our preview Flight in a Pint for the Women's Royal Rumble. Go ahead.
There's a lot of ways you can go with this
Oh
first
my
pick.
God.
You can pick.
This is fucking high stress already.
So you could go
I have
with
4 lists.
a very established person who you think possibly is going to stay very well established, or you can go with a dark horse who is maybe in the middle of a push. I'm going to go with the push. I think she's being built up. I think I can see her in a main event at WrestleMania on the SmackDown brand. I'm going with Bianca Belair.
I do think that was the
I think
pick.
I think that might be the sexy pick for this year's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that seems like the pick.
They have not gone, in my opinion, they've gone with the established star 3 times in the 3 first Women's Royal Rumbles. It's time for them to build the star through the Rumble.
Okay.
That's why I picked her.
All right, Jordan, you're next.
Okay. Oh, I know what I want to do here. Because in my
Do it.
heart,
Do it.
I know
Do it,
she's
you
being
coward.
kept. She's being kept to the side for this. I think this is why. I think she's going to be a Final Four competitor in the Royal Rumble. I truly believe that because
Big points. Big points.
I don't think she'll be back on NXT. I don't think she's going to win it. I'm
She
going to
could be
take.
worth 26
I'll
points.
take Rhea Ripley as
Like,
my.
why was there such a hesitation? Like you were gonna pick her. There's
know,
no fucking
it's-
way you weren't gonna pick her.
I just feel like she's had such a shit year. Like they've been booking her. I think they've been booking her like she's been leaving the territory for 9 months. Like they've just been helping her asking her to put over Ia, to put over Raquel.
Raquel.
Damn it! I thought I had it right on that one. They've been asking her to put over people left, right, and center, and I think it's time that she is owed. I think she's going to be Final Four. So I'm going to take Rhea, and I am very happy to. I might even buy a shirt in time for the Rumble just so I can wear it.
Before Pat picks, Pat, were you going to pick Rhea Ripley? Just
Oh, if he wasn't picking her,
Yeah,
I would.
you had to.
Okay.
She's
Um,
the
okay.
number 2 on the odds, by the way.
Can
I do
I-
have
can
the
I
full
make-
betting odds.
Oh,
in
you know
front
what?
of me.
No, I don't think it'll happen. I don't think.
So
it'll
just so
happen.
you know, Bianca was plus 200, so that's double your money. Rhea is plus 350. So I'll just let you know the odds as I go.
I
All
like
right,
this.
so-
I like this.
I'll let you
Now,
know.
okay, so here we go. Now it's kind of like a pick your poison kind of thing. I find like, what do you think someone's gonna get far? Do you think you're gonna be Final Four? I'm gonna take who I think. I mean, you got to build someone through the Rumble, and they've looked kind of strong leading up to. I'm gonna take Carmella.
Oh,
Mm,
can I say
She-
something? I don't get it with her.
I do.
No, I
I
think
think
a lot of guys tell me that they get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I'm
I get
all
it.
in on Carmella, and you know what?
Really?
She's won the Money in the Bank. I think she's building that resume, and I think something will happen that she will be Final Four, and I think she'll kind of win it in a screwy fashion. I'm almost certain.
here's the
that could
deal,
happen.
Pat.
He comes
Here's
back.
the deal, Pat.
What's his name?
What's the deal,
Ellsworth.
Matt?
Ellsworth.
Ellsworth.
Here's the deal, Pat. I don't even think she's going to be in the Rumble because I think she is going to beat Sasha Banks for the championship.
Wow.
Okay, well, okay. Can we make
No.
a change?
No,
no, hang on.
no.
Come on. If she wins the Rumble, just give me who she beats.
Fuck
Oh,
no.
wait. Wins the champ. Okay, whatever.
I'm gonna
Fine.
give
You get Sasha
Banks?
Banks as a switch?
If she gets beat,
Shave
that's
your
just a,
beard and sit down.
all right. So then I'm going to take with my wraparound pick. I think it's a safe pick. I'm going to take Bailey
Yeah, that's
because I don't
What's
think
her
I
betting
don't
odds? I bet you Bailey's
she's
good.
plus
'Cause I-
800. She's the 4th highest.
because I don't think Sasha's going to lose to Carmella. I think she's going to win and then it's going to set up Bailey and Sasha at WrestleMania. That's what I think.
Damn, that sounds
Okay.
pretty good.
Because that's
Damn
the
it.
thing. I don't see who are the champions again on both shows.
Asuka
and
Sasha.
Sasha. Okay, so I don't think they're going back to the Bailey thing. I think
they
she's
will.
going to be worth points. I don't think they're going back to the Bailey thing.
I think Bailey's
I think
going
they're
to
going
be.
to tease it for sure.
Yeah,
I
I think
mean,
Bailey's
I-
going to be in there the longest.
I think I have to take this person next. I don't see how I don't. She would probably be the Iron Woman if she was fully healthy. We just don't know where she's at. I would take Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Damn it!
I
I,
mean-
thought she was going to come back to me.
No,
No, there's no way.
I
There's
can't.
no way.
I can't not like. And you know what the best part is? I think I just picked the two people who are going to have a WrestleMania rematch. Like I think I just
Yeah.
picked two people who are going to eliminate
No, you know
each
what?
other and feud on the same show up to Mania.
No, you know what's going to happen? I think you're going to get that Lacey Evans storyline, and she'll be in that program. I think Charlotte is in the match for a long time, but Lacey Evans is gonna, with the help of Ric Flair, gonna eliminate Charlotte at some point.
No.
That's what I think.
I just think Charlotte and Rhea, like that's two picks that I feel like are going to net me a lot of points. Because I think I picked the two like. You know how you got to pick someone to do the big spots, like the we need
Yeah.
a big person spots. I feel like I picked the two people who do those
Yeah,
the
I
most.
think that's fair. All right, Matt, you're up for 2.
It gets okay. So I'll say this: at this point, the odds, aside from there's one other person who's under plus 1,000. Everyone else is plus 1,000 or above. There's also someone who shouldn't be on here who's on here with very good odds as well. Because you should guess who that is too.
Okay, Matt,
Ronda
pick
Rousey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
I don't
picking
think she's
Ronda
coming
Rousey?
No, he's not.
No.
I don't think anyone.
No,
of
she's
us
not.
was
No,
actually-
she's not coming
no.
back. No.
Okay, so yeah, it's getting to a point now where it's like a pick 'em.
Because
Like
that's just
you're
free money. Like this website, if you're betting Ronda Rousey for this, they just took your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
but-
think Matt, I think what you're picking now after the first 5 picks are just people that are going to get you some points. I think that's
Yeah,
what
I'm
you
trying to pick people that are going to be in the top, that are either going to come out late,
Yeah.
or going to last to the
Matt,
end. There.
before your pick, can I make one quick announcement? Stephanie McMahon is plus 50,000 on this website.
put a buck down. Why not?
Put a buck
That's,
down. Let's
that would
go.
make you $5,000. I'm pretty sure.
It's worth it.
That's a pretty good bet.
That's yeah. I mean, I think. Anyways, go ahead.
I'm going to take Alexa Bliss.
See, I don't think she's gonna. I think she has no.
I don't think she's going to win.
I don't think
I don't
she's
even-
even going to be in there.
I don't even
long.
think she's going to be in it
I think
either.
she's going to be in it.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think she's going to be in it.
Here's what I think is going to happen. I think she's going to be in it. I think she's going to be in and around that 18 to 22 range. Lights go out. She comes out. Something happens, and then she's gone. So she'll get eliminated, but I think she's going to be worth like 20 points.
I really just don't think she's going to be in it.
You know what? You pick Carmella.
Fair. Okay.
Matt, it's your pick again.
Oh no,
Sonya
is
Deville.
it?
Sonya Deville, that's a good pick.
No, I thought
Yeah,
it
that's
was
a great
my
pick. Great pick, Matt. Matt, I was going to pick her if she got
Why
to me.
Sonya Deville? Because I have a feeling they're going to work this authority angle with her and Adam
God
Pearce,
Damn it.
where they're going to be these tweener. They're not going to be heels, but they're going to kind of be heels, and they're going to do. Adam Pearce is going to do her favors and like get her in the picture, and it's about time that Sonya Deville either puts up or shuts up. So
I agree with you, Matt. That was a good pick. I would.
What?
That's
What time is catering closed?
right before the show.
Fuck. Okay. Okay.
Jesus.
Because that's someone else who's going to be
Just
in there
pick it.
a long time.
Just pick her. Yeah, she's going to be. Yeah.
But I
She's
don't.
either
I
going to be
don't
there
think that's-
really long or really short.
I know that's. I think it's going to be really short. I'm going to take Shayna Baszler.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so I think
It was
Shayna's going
Sonya
to be
Deville
there a
or
while.
Shayna.
Again, I don't think Shayna's going to win. I think that would be a huge upset if Shayna won.
Although her against Asuka isn't a terrible.
No, I think
Storyline.
Shayna's. I think they're still trying to figure out how to use Shayna on the main roster. Like I think she's pretty talented in the ring. Like
As
I
a
think
vampire.
I still think that's an awesome idea. I came up with that idea and I'm going to die with it. But I think Shayna's like a really special worker because WWE doesn't have a lot of people who has her skill set. And I think they just need to figure out how they can make her more marketable. But yeah, I'll take Shayna Baszler and I'll pass it back to Pat. for him to take Jessamine Duke, who's plus 25,000.
Jesus Christ. No, thank you. All right. I think, like you said, I'm going to take a little bit of a gamble on her. Either she's going to be in there a really long time because she's going to be tough to eliminate like she is every year in the last 2 Royal Rumbles they've done.
If you picked her in the men's Royal Rumble, you would have got points last year.
You would have, yeah, you would have. So
You got lots of points.
You would have got lots of points.
I will.
That was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
I'm going to take Nia Jax. I will say Nia Jax is not a good wrestler, but for some reason, she's really good in Royal Rumbles because she understands her role in Royal Rumbles, and I think that works. So I'm going to take her as my 3rd pick, and then I'm going after that. Oh boy, this is.
The last 2 rounds here are amazing.
This is Flyer City for sure.
I'm going to try and take someone who might get pushed, and no, not pushed. No, I'm changing my mind. Right? No. Yeah, I don't know. Lacey Evans.
Yeah, that's fair.
I have a sneaking suspicion that Lacey Evans will come in around the same time as Charlotte Flair, and I'm thinking it might be in the middle of the Rumble. They'll both eliminate each other, and they'll get some good combined points for me together. So Lacey Evans. So back to you, Jordan, for your 4th pick.
Oh my God. Pat said he should get swapped for Sasha Banks, and now Matt has it in my head that I just can't see Carmella getting the title put on her this fast. I can't see it.
I just think her gimmick is I think WWE likes her gimmick and likes that guy she's with. What's his name?
The Sommelier.
Oh, Sommelier, right. Okay, so on NXT, there's been a passing of the guard of the big woman. Rhea Ripley is probably moving up, and NXT loves themselves a big bruiser. And the last time they loved themselves a big bruiser, that person got a pretty decent feature in the Royal Rumble. So I'm going to take Raquel Gonzalez.
Okay, that's who you're taking? She doesn't exist, so you can't have Raquel Gonzalez.
I'm taking her at plus 5,000. She's about as real as Pat losing his beard in the Super Bowl, which is a very real possibility. So, yeah, I'm very excited to take Raquel Gonzalez.
Not her name, but that's okay.
Like, how many times you must be doing it on purpose at this point?
Completely.
No, he's not.
Okay.
No, he's not doing it.
I can say Raquel.
Can you?
I just did. Raquel.
All right. Jesus. I don't know, man.
You got 2 picks. 2 picks.
For the record, she's not getting picked. I went through the roster. I have Reckoning on my list.
You know what's terrifying?
She's going to be in the Rumble.
I know how this is going to go for me. I'm going to be sitting there doing consistent math watching the Women's Royal Rumble. Like, I'm going to be writing down. I'm going to be like writing down our picks and like adding them together and being like, okay, if this person goes here, it's going to turn into like, I'm going to be like that guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia who's just drawing the lines and like, or like Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover where he's doing the math in his head. I'll be like Rain Man. God, get us back to Orange so I can do this with you guys too. That would be the best part. Like,
that'd be awesome. I am going to take Peyton Royce.
I was going to pick.
That's fair.
She's kind of forgotten, but I feel like there's a possibility here that she like ends up maybe lasting a little while. I'm not saying.
I think so.
I could see her being a till the last 10 kind of thing. Now it's an absolute crapshoot. Like,
has Becky Lynch had their kid yet?
Is there a reason why you're name dropping Becky Lynch? Is there a reason why you're doing that during a Flight in a Pint? Is there a reason why you're breaking the fucking rules?
Yes, actually.
You're a dumb shit.
You're
so dumb.
I specifically asked that question to make sure.
Okay, guys. I have 2 children. I have already done the math of when my wife could start doing stuff, like playing sports after she had kids. And I've applied that math to Becky Lynch. I had already done that.
And?
For the record, she could probably be in the Rumble. Am I going to take her? No.
Pat,
because I
Pat,
don't
you still
think
can. I'm not taking her. I was just curious. Pat. Why you get so mad?
Just so like we just don't even care about name dropping. Don't care.
Pat, sometimes name dropping is strategic. It's a strategic name drop.
All right, Matt. Big Shotzi Blackheart.
Oh God, no.
By the way,
no.
plus 15,000.
She's going to be in the Rumble.
Plus 15,000.
She's going to be in the Rumble.
Who are you picking, Matt? Quit stalling.
I'm stalling because I don't know.
Take your time. It's okay. We can talk it through. Paige is plus 3,300.
Paige is plus 3,300.
Yeah, Paige
She
is plus
physically
30.
can't wrestle anymore. So
I mean, we've had a lot of people who get. AJ Lee is plus 5,000.
That's high. That's ridiculously
That's
high.
really high. I'm just trying to look.
Okay, so you want somebody who's gonna come out late and, in my opinion, probably get eliminated fast. And you know who has that written all over her? Someone like Liv Morgan. So I'm gonna take Liv Morgan.
Interesting.
I think she's going to get eliminated quick, but it all depends on when she comes out.
I think she's gonna come out later. I think Ruby Riott, because she's a better worker, is gonna come out early. I just name dropped again. Pat, you can get mad about it. Suck it.
Come on.
Ruby Riott's gonna come out early because she's a worker and she will be in there a little bit longer but get eliminated earlier. So I pick
Okay.
Liv Morgan.
All right, Jordan. Just saying right now of Jordan's picks, 50% of them are from NXT. So that's the weirdest list of all time.
This one won't be. I think this is just someone who's going to be in there a while because they trust her to do a lot of shit. I'll take Natalya.
That's not a bad pick. She's been number one twice, I think.
Yeah, I just feel like Natalya is going to, like, they always use her to carry a certain part of the match. So I'm hoping I'll just get something deep. It was between her and someone else who I think is on the more Weasley side, who like might weasel her way late because she's been a part of a lot of recent storylines, but I'll suck it up and take
Yeah,
Natalya.
I looked at her too. I think
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
I'll take Natalya and let Pat take Sasha Banks with his last pick.
No, I think, you know what? This one is, it all
Becky Lynch, you
depends-
coward.
No, it all depends on who they think she is right now because they were very high on her to start. And I think they've cooled on her, but I still think she gets in the Rumble, has a decent run. I think if they really want to throw a surprise at you, they put her in the Final Four. So I'm going to take
Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose.
I thought about her too. I don't think she's a strong enough
No.
worker.
And you know what? That's kind of an issue, but does Vince like her? We'll see. I think she has the potential to be in the last 5 entrants, but I also think she has the potential to come out number 1 and get eliminated first. So risky take.
Man, this is
hard.
This is great. This is like one of I
This
don't
is
know.
like
People,
this is a high stakes fight to fight.
whatever we decide can't be some bullshit thing like exchanging
we'll
a six
talk-
pack.
We'll
Like
talk
this
about
has
it.
to
We'll
be
announce
like
it. Next
a
week
big
we'll
deal.
announce what we're
Whoever
doing.
wins has to win something legit.
So the people on my list that I weren't taken, I had Becky Lynch on my list. I don't think she's there yet.
Can I read the bets off and you guys can talk about them as we go?
But, okay, I would love you to do that. Before
Yeah.
you do that, here's why I think Becky Lynch isn't coming back. It's because, and I don't care, Seth Rollins is going to come back, and they're both
Yeah.
not going to come back at the same time.
Yeah,
True.
no, I agree with you.
Okay, so Becky's
So
plus
next week,
1,000.
pick Seth Rollins.
Next up, Ronda Rousey's plus 1,200. Again, I think
That's
that's
wild
just
to me.
like eating people's
Just taking
money.
your money.
So the next person who's a regular on one of the 3 shows who we didn't take was Io Shirai at plus 2,000, but she's a champion.
I could see her, but they've had champs in
Yeah.
there just kind
Yeah.
of showcase them.
I guess. I mean, Sasha's plus 2,000, Asuka's plus 2,500. So the person we didn't take who's not a champion, who's on the main roster, is the highest left, is Lana at plus 2,500.
Yeah.
But I could see Lana coming in that 8 to 12 range and getting eliminated quite quickly.
I
Yeah.
could see her also coming in at that time and then weaseling her way and staying under the ring for
Yeah.
4 or 5 entrants.
Yeah. We
Something
got-
I didn't mention to you guys because I didn't want to give away my strategy. I purposely picked all people who are on the main roster. There's been a lot of talk that they are going to be very selective, if not at all, bring up NXT talent or bring in special guests because of the current health pandemic
Yeah.
that we are in. and
They're all in the same
cross-contamination.
fucking spots.
No,
They don't cross contaminate though.
no.
If that's the case, I'm fucked.
Yeah, but no, I think Rhea Ripley, you have a shot because she
Rhea
hasn't been on
Ripley-
TV for a while.
Right.
So
Raquel,
She's been on
or
TV for a
Raquel,
week
I'm
and a half.
fucked, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had Dana Brooks on my list too.
She's plus 3,300 with Kari Sane.
Kari Sane.
Naomi, Nikki Cross, Ember
Shotzi
Moon,
Blackheart, Candice LeRae, Tony Storm. I thought Tony
Dakota
Storm-
Kai, Tegan
She
Knox.
can make an appearance, yeah.
Tegan Knox has a blown
Martinez-
ACL.
Mercedes
Tegan-
Martinez might be in there. Zia Lee could also be in there.
Yeah, I don't,
You know who will be in there? Billy Kay will be in there, and she'll make me laugh at least once because she's
yeah,
hilarious.
that's another good one. That
That's
could
what I
be-
thought could weasel. That's
Where
what I
does
thought could
Tamina
weasel.
come in?
Hopefully
I
never.
was I was maybe gonna pick Tamina with my last pick because I could see her being a late entry that gets tossed fast.
Who the hell's
Um,
Piper Niven?
Oh, she's from NXT UK.
UK.
Okay, because she's plus 15,000.
That's
So
insane.
I think this Royal Rumble is gonna be for us to do this on this Royal Rumble is super funny in the fact that we have no idea.
0. We know 7 people who are even in it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We
And
have
if you go
22
look
people we don't even know.
and if you go look at the roster for SmackDown and Raw, there's not 30 women
No.
between the two rosters. I think they're at about 27.
That's why they have to have NXT. I just don't see how they don't.
So you have to
They're
kind of
all
go back
getting
and look
tested.
at who hasn't been on NXT for maybe a week or two.
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley. So you go back and look at that because those people are probably quarantining.
But they're
Or
all
being
getting
told, like-
tested. So what I don't understand is that they're coming up negative in that span. Why are you worried about?
I just think Rhea Ripley's the only slam dunk NXTer to be in the match.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah. So quick rundown. Matt had the first pick, and he selected Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Sonya Deville, Peyton Royce, and Liv Morgan. Jordan went second and took Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, Shayna Baszler, Raquel Gonzalez, and Natalia. And I had the third pick, and I picked Carmella, Bailey, Nia Jax, Lacey Evans, and Mandy Rose.
We're gonna get like a live update. This is what I love about this too. It's like the women's Royal Rumble's usually first, so we're gonna get that, and someone's gonna be sitting real pretty,
Yeah.
and someone might be just
Because we're going to put it all together, right? The scoring will go to all together. So
Oh, is that what we're doing?
absolutely. Yeah. Cumulative, man. All right. So
Cumulative. Big
next week
word.
we will be selecting our selections for the men's Royal Rumble as Matt goes to the bathroom. And
I am not going to the bathroom.
so another fun week here on Bros, Bumps, and Beers. Let's all remember to drink local, support local, go to your local restaurants, go to your local breweries. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and smash the subscribe button on YouTube. And we will see you next week for another great episode of Bros, Bumps, and Beers.